Tiered trays are a great way to bring seasonal decor into your space, especially if you don't have a lot of it to spare. They're easy on the wallet, and most of today's DIYs only take minutes to make. Hey y'all, I'm Robin. Let's go get our craft on. For these first two crafts, take a couple of wood slices and your favorite rub on transfers. I got these from Dollar Tree, but if you can't find those, I will link some in my Amazon store so you can make them at home. Rub them on the surface, put a tumbling tire block onto the back so they'll stand up, and you have some really rustic DIY tiered tray decor. If you're new to rub on transfers, apply them to the surface, use a stick or a credit card to transfer the image, and lift off the transfer sheet. For DIY number three, I grabbed this fairy garden chair from the Dollar General, and all I'm going to do is spruce it up a little bit using some plaster chalk paint and a little bit of antique wax just to bring out the cute little details in the chair to make it look like wood. Hot glued a Dollar Tree sunflower onto the center, and that's all there was for this. Next, I'm going to make a little bucket of apples. So I took one of these buckets that you can find in the wedding section at Dollar Tree, painted it brown, and to make it look a little more rustic, I am just hot gluing some twine around the center of the bucket and around the handle. Then I put in some floral foam and using some hot glue to put down some moss. I'm also going to paint pieces of skewer stick brown that will serve as the stem of my little apples. And for my apples, I'm using some red berries that I normally use at Christmas, but they served the purpose very well for these apples. Now, don't worry, guys. I'm going to do a final reveal at the end. These are all such quick and easy little tier tray crafts that you can literally make in minutes. The longest time spent on these DIYs is waiting for the paint to dry. So there you see, I have my little berries, and I taped down some little pieces of skewer stick that I cut off, and I am going to paint them just in a brown color. Once my little stems were dry, I took my craft knife, made a hole in the top of my apples, inserted the little wood stem, and then used the same brown paint to touch up any little areas that I may have missed, and then put them aside to dry. I want to thank everybody for joining me around my craft table today. If you are new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome back. I love each and every one of y'all for joining me each week. And if you love farmhouse style decor, rustic, country, that kind of thing, and a creator with a quirky personality, then you've come to the right place. So consider hitting that subscribe button and joining this crazy little crafty crew. So once everything was dry, I cut off the stems that were holding the berries together, glued them down to the top of my bucket, took a little chalkboard from the Dollar Tree and made a little sign that said apples 5 cents. And that was all she wrote for this cute little apple bucket. Rolling into DIY number five, I took one of these fence panels from the Crafter Square section. If you can't find these, you can make one out of craft sticks. Just cut the bottom flat and cut the tops at a 45-degree angle, and you can make your own fence panel for a lot cheaper. I diluted some brown paint with some water to make more of a stain, and because I'm going for that rustic look, y'all know me. If you don't like it, then paint it a solid color. Paint it, stain it, do whatever you want to with it. You don't have to do it exactly like I do. I am here for inspiration. I want you guys to use your imagination. Just use what you have. Now, I'm taking one of these Farm Fresh words. They used to come in a package at Dollar Tree, but to be honest, I have not seen them this year. If you have, comment below. Um, I think this is actually something I'm running out of because it came with like farm fresh and um what were some of the other things? I can't remember. Anyway, the easiest way to paint these words I found is using one of the Dollar Tree furniture markers. They are fabulous for painting little things like this and well worth the money. You get 3 in a pack, and I'm using the black color for this one. Now, if you don't have these furniture markers, don't run out and buy any. Use what you have. If you've got paint, use paint. If you have paint pens, use those. A Sharpie marker would work just as well. Now I'm taking some off-white paint, just adding a little bit to that farm fresh word because I thought it was a little stark. And then I'm going to add some to the fence panel itself. Can y'all believe we're already on the 5th little DIY and we're just over just a little bit, 5-6 minutes into the video? I'm telling y'all, these are quick and easy little crafts. And as a matter of fact, if you decide to make these at home while you're working on one, you can, work on two at the same time. Do your painting, set that aside to dry, start to work on something else. And I mean, they will go lickety split. You could literally make all of these in an afternoon or a day. I mean, this is a great way to spend your day crafting. So once I had all that dry and painted, I'm using hot glue to put down my farm fresh. And then I took 3 of these little burlap pumpkins that I think kind of could resemble apples, and tacking them down with hot glue. If you don't like pumpkins and you're sick of pumpkins, make you some little apples or make you some little ears of corn. That would be very, very cute. And poof, we got another one done, y'all. Next, we're going to make the cutest little tray you ever saw using 6 pieces of the tumbling tire blocks. So to start, get out your carpenter square because we all know these tumbling tire blocks are not cut evenly and I want them as straight as I can. So we're going to glue 4 of them side by side, and I am using some Weld Bond and a little bit of hot glue. Normally I don't use hot glue, but sometimes I get impatient and in a hurry. I'm human, y'all. So I'm just putting them together as level as I can, being sure they all match up. I then take the other 2 and attach one to each end on the long side, just like you see there. Yeah, there you see what I did there. Those are the sides of the tray. Then I used some apple barrel antique white and went over the whole little tray, front, sides, edges. Of course, paint it whatever color you'd like. This is just for inspiration, like I always say. If you're getting inspiration from this video, take just a second and share it with a friend that's maybe inspirationally challenged. I'd appreciate it, and it helps my channel grow. So next, I cut a little rub-on transfer from this farmhouse sheet that I got from the Dollar Tree. It's actually a little rolling pin that says thankful. You'll see it better in the final reveal. And I just apply it like I normally would any other rub-on transfer. Now, for the handles on the tray, you can get creative. You can use twine, um, whatever, wire. This is actually some covered wire that I got in a big roll from Hobby Lobby, and I just cut off a couple of little pieces, bent it into shape, and then glued it down to each end of the tray. And there you have the cutest little tray you ever did see for your cheer tray. Next, grab yourself a salt shaker. I got these in a 2-pack from Dollar Tree, but if you have one you're not using at home, by all means use that. I'm going to give the complete outside one good coat of Mod Podge so that my paint will have something to actually adhere to. Now, we are making a scarecrow here. And, I'm discovering that I like making scarecrows about as much as I like making snowmen. And if y'all have been around for a while, y'all know that I love making my snowmen. So, what would you think about me making a video of nothing but scarecrows? Comment down below and let me know your thoughts on that. So once the Mod Podge had totally dried, I took this color called Warm Buff by Apple Barrel and am just going over the complete outside with one good coat, trying not to go over the paint, like just use like one stroke. You see what I mean? You don't want to risk pulling up your paint. Trust me. Ask me how I know. Once all the paint was dry, I put the lid to the shaker back on, and now I'm gluing on the hair, which is raffia. Sorry, I'm laughing, y'all. But this color yellow, what was I thinking? This came in a 3-pack from Hobby Lobby, and all I could do is sit here and laugh because it reminds me of when I was a teenager. And y'all remember that stuff called Sun In? You spray it on your hair and it was going to turn you blonde. All you had to do was go out in the sun. I think that's what happened to this poor scarecrow. I'm sorry. Anyway, I'm just gluing it to the top of the salt shaker lid there. And this poor scarecrow. I'm so sorry. It's funny. I can't help it. You got to have a sense of humor to watch his channel, okay? So next, I have a hat that I actually picked up in the doll department at Hobby Lobby. Cutest little straw hats. They come in a pack, and I kind of cut little chunks out of it just to make it look, worn and old, and just hot glued it on top of that pathetic color of hair. For face, I'm just using a Sharpie marker, 2 ovals for eyes, a small triangle for a nose, and then a cute little squiggly mouth. You can use any jar you have at home. You can use one bigger than this, whatever you have, depending on the size of your tiered tray, of course. And I'm actually getting quite fond of drawing on scarecrow faces. I kind of like it. So I'm leaning more and more towards doing a scarecrow video, y'all. And with a flower and a piece of fabric around the bottom, she's done. For this one, I'm going to turn shower curtain rings into pumpkins. Get yourself some Dollar Tree shower curtain rings, glue the clasp closed, and then just tear some strips of fabric and just wrap the whole ring in the fabric. And that's it. That's really all there is to it. I chose this pretty rust color, and then I had some of this plaid that kind of went with it, and I wrapped one in twine. Super easy peasy. I went to my yard, grabbed a small twig, cut off 3 little pieces for stems, added a little scrap piece of a leaf, 3 tumbling tower blocks, and glued the rings down to the blocks. And you have yourself 3 shower curtain ring pumpkins. I love this. So easy, so simple, lots of possibilities. You could even get fancy and add something to the center. I don't know what, but that's for you guys to figure out. No matter how big or small, rub on transfers just give a high end look to the most simplest of items. I cut this one down, applied it to this cute little jug that I got from Hobby Lobby. I then added some little wheat stems to it. And just like that, you have a cute piece of tiered tray decor. Here's a riser idea that is perfect for fall. Take one of those pumpkins that we've all got laying around, give it your favorite color of chalk paint. One coat usually does it. Then take one of these pie pan metal pieces from the Dollar Tree. I'm giving mine just a little light coat of antique wax around the edges. I applied some Gorilla Spray adhesive to the top of my pumpkin and the bottom of my pan, along with some Gorilla Hot Glue. And just like that, you have a riser that is perfect for the fall season. And there you have the perfect little riser for a small space to display some cute little tiered tray mini decor pieces. Guys, as always, please take these ideas, make them your own. Use your own colors. Use what you have in your stash. You don't have to use what I use. This is for inspiration, and I hope that I have given you some great ideas on how to decorate your tiered trays or other small spaces for the fall season. And as always, please let me know which one of these is your favorite or favorites. I have several in this video. And I have to say, I do love the little scarecrow despite her funny looking yellow hair. And I enjoyed making the apples. You can take Christmas items, turn them into apples. Look at what you have and think about using it in a different way other than what it was originally intended for. We're one big happy family here. So thank you for joining me around the craft table today. And if you haven't yet subscribed, what are you waiting for? It's free. Please give this video a thumbs up. Share it with a friend because that really helps me on YouTube. I love you guys. And until next time, y'all go get your craft on. Bye.